Hello, everyone. It's Press to Play here again. And since I'm on a John Lennon theme right now, I thought I'd show you this box set as well. This is fantastic. I really love this box set. You could spend endless hours on the content that's jammed into this little box. So it's the Imagine, kind of like the Deluxe edition from John Lennon. So there's the front, just has the album cover. And this is all the stuff you get on the inside. We'll go over that in a moment, but it's loaded with information. And this is my one of my favorite Lennon albums, if not the favorite. I just love this album. So right off the bat, what I love about it, it comes with this really nice hardcover book. And I'll just kind of quickly show you what's on the inside. So at the back of the book, you get the Elliott Mintz interviews. And these are also included on the Blu-ray. So you can listen to the interview in audio, or you can read the interview with Elliott Mintz. And Elliott was a very close friend of John's, so they had very personal and intimate interviews. I always loved listening to or watching his interviews with John, and that's the famous one where he's walking along the beach with him. Then it talks about the different mixes. We'll go over those in a moment, but there's the Evolution mixes, there's the Raw Studio mixes, there's the Elements mixes, the Quadrasonic mixes, and then the Ultimate mixes. And we'll go over those in a moment. And I really found this to be informative, that they put the entire album in Dolby Digital 5.1, and it kind of maps out visually how they did that, which I thought was pretty cool. This was very interesting for me. Then the rest of it is, which I really like, it goes through the album song by song, and it's an interview format. So it's people asking John and Yoko questions about the songs on the album. So you're getting it right from John and Yoko, and there's beautiful photos here as well. So it's a really nice, and high quality too. It's a very nice book. Very nice book. I actually did read this one, or a lot of it. I went through the interviews because it's an easy read, and it's really interesting as well. Okay, then we get into this gets a little bit crazier now. So the CDs and 2 Blu-ray discs come in this little folder. You get the 2 Blu-rays here, and you get the 4 CDs here. So what you're getting, and I'll try to keep this short and kind of to the point so you know what you're going to get if you buy it. So it is mixed in Dolby Digital 5.1. I have mixed feelings about it. I just like records. I love vinyl. I love 2-channel stereo. But it is kind of fun to listen to them. You can hear them in a different way, it presents them in a different light. I didn't mind the 5.1 remix on this one. Like, for example, with Imagine, the strings very gradually came in. There was nothing that kind of I thought distracted me from the song. I thought the mixes were done quite well. What I really liked is the Dolby Digital 5.1 is they also put all of the singles and the outtakes in Dolby Digital, and that's when it gets really cool. So when I was hearing them work through a demo recording of Jealous Guy or Imagine or Crippled Inside, I felt like I was literally sitting in the middle of the recording studio. I had John's voice crystal clear, right dead center. Then you have, the guitar coming out on one speaker, you get the bass coming out on another one, you get the drum kit coming out. It was a really cool experience. If you closed your eyes, you could almost imagine being in the studio with Lennon and listening to them work out these songs. That blew me away. That was really, really, really cool. So if you have a Dolby Digital sound system, just for that, I highly recommend picking this up. The Quadrasonic mixes were also extremely cool. These were the Quadrasonic mixes done back in 1971. And if you read the book, if you don't know what that is, by the way, it's kind of like the beginnings of 5.1. You would have 4 speakers, and then they would mix it so that different instruments and vocals, etc., would come out of each of the different speakers. You'd have 1 speaker in each corner of the room. And when you read the book, John was all over it. They literally said in the book he was falling over people. He was so excited about it and so like blown away by it. So I'm assuming that if John liked the Quadrasonic mixes, he probably would be all into the 5.1 mixes today. I'm assuming so, because he loved tech. He loved playing around with tech, from what I understand anyway, from what I've read about him. So it comes with the quadrasonic mixes, the original mixes done in 1971. You get all the outtakes in Dolby Digital 5.1 and in, is it called high resolution stereo, whatever it's called, but it's 2496. So it's the same audio quality as the 5.1, but in 2-channel. It does sound excellent. So you get the Imagine album in 5.1, the singles and extras, all the outtakes, you get the quadrasonic mixes. And then we get into then there's the raw studio mixes and the outtakes, which are, again, just a continuation, all mixed in 5.1 as well. Incredible. And then you get the Elements mixes. Now, the Elements mixes are basically the tracks on the album without the vocals. Now, I really had fun with that because I'm an amateur musician. I'm not a great guitarist or anything, but it's really cool because you're listening to them. You're listening to the kind of the all the instruments on the songs, but you don't hear John. But I found myself getting my guitar out and kind of playing around with it. And if you can sing, I can't sing, but if you're a good singer, you could actually sing along with the track. You could have a lot of fun with that, especially if you're a pro musician or you're an amateur musician like me. Sorry, I can't speak today. You would have a ball with that. I think you'd have a lot of fun with that as well. So, and then you have the Evolution documentary. This is not, there's no video in this. This is just audio. But again, it's a documentary on the album as well. Then there's the Elliot Mintz interviews. And then the CDs are basically the ultimate mixes, remixed in stereo, though. So you're not getting the Dolby Digital 5.1. So not as high quality, but still they sound excellent. And you're getting that on CD. So I really recommend this. Highly recommend it. I spent hours listening to all the different mixes, reading through the book, listening to the interview, reading the interview, listening to the documentary. There's so much in here. It's really a fantastic box set. So there you have it. There's the Imagine, kind of the deluxe edition. Now, the only thing I wish for, I'll be honest, if I were to, if they could improve it in any way, they made this a bit bigger, made the book a little larger, have a larger hardcover book, and they threw in the vinyl on top of all this. So not only would you get the 5.1, the quadrasonic, the stereo, all that, but you're also getting the vinyl on top of that. That would be sweet. But I ended up buying the vinyl anyway. I think I have the clear vinyl edition somewhere. If I find it, I'll do a video on that too, if I can dig it out. I don't know where it is. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the content. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. If you click the bell, you'll be notified when I post new content. And a big thank you to my returning subscribers and to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. Anyway, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.